Alright, I would like to go ahead and get Vankan's bond before proceeding on, based off of what I'm glancing at the guide, so... Head over to the Bird of Prey tomb, clear that out yet again, get some more stuff, because I want to get Vankan's bond, so I'll do all of that kind of on the way back. That seems like a good plan for me. And that's why I went for the Steel Exarch first. The only reason I was thinking is if I wanted to equip all my snipers with a hedge rod, but I'll just give them all bows. It seems to make more sense. I kind of want to level up my rest of my team, but I kind of don't want to. So that when I reach the very end of the game, I'll just like toggle the difficulty down to band, or average band, and just overrun them entirely. I don't know. You'll probably think that's lame, but I think it'd be funny. So I'm kind of mixed feelings about that. I'll go and consider it only after I make bonds with all the storyline characters / permanent characters. Crap! Not what I meant to do. Guess I'll get another war sickle. No, I'm just gonna load it. Soon, Vankan, you will be capable of ransoming better. Is it bond? It's bond time, isn't it? Ah, here we go. That night, Vankan comes to see. Are you available for a moment? I'd like a word. Vankan sits down, smoothing his kilt over his lap. He strokes his beard idly while staring into the flickering firelight. I haven't told you this yet because it tends to freak people out, but I see things. Flashes of you. Hell, it's what got me sent out here to this island in the first place. When I first realized that the things I see are real, I thought it was my obligation to help people, try to warn them about the flashes I saw, save them from the pain of their misfortunes if I could. And I could, so I tried. At first, I was a novelty. People would come and visit the orc with a third eye. Listen to me prattle on as I sifted through pictures of maybes and mights. People thought I was an entertainer, so I even made some money. I wasn't going to say no. Well, I guess a bunch of people started realizing that I was telling the truth, that my flashes were real, and they started getting scared of me. People weren't coming to me anymore, and all of a sudden I wasn't helping anyone. It was that. More than the money, you know. I mean, could you stand by and let something awful happen to a bystander if you had the power to stop it? Wouldn't that feel just awful? So, I tried. I tried so hard that I became that guy. I was the orc standing in town square with a crazed look in his eye, screaming doom because I was constantly bombarded with these images of rotten things happening to everybody who walked past. They would ignore me, and the dreadful things would happen, and I would feel awful for not stopping it, and I would try harder. They arrested me a few times, just put me in a cell with the drunks, assuming that I was a raving lunatic. Maybe I was, maybe I am. It's so hard to tell sometimes. I kept doing it though, and I was so numb to the things I was actually saying that one day I said it to someone powerful. A magistrate, I think, I barely remember. I told him to rush home or he would never see his wife and daughter again, that they would be snatched from him. He scoffed at me, but of course I was right. They were taken by kidnappers and held ransom. He got them back and caught the men responsible, and then he asked them if I was involved with them. They, of course, tried to pin the whole thing on me. They rounded me up and put me on trial for kidnapping. Thankfully, I had enough of a reputation that was fairly easy to convince them that I was just insane and not actually dangerous. That magistrate, though, he wasn't satisfied. He convinced the court that I was too much of a threat to be allowed to stay and talked them into giving me a one-way trip to Le Cap. Sorta like everyone else, right? I've since decided that it's best to keep my flashes to myself. The more I ignore them, the smaller they get. Maybe it's just me looking into a place I'm not meant to look after all. As for my flashes of you, I had a flash that there wouldn't be any soup left if you don't go now, so I came out to Firewatch a little early. Go on or you'll miss it. And thanks for listening. You've been good to me. I wanted you to know it's appreciated. An item has been added to your stronghold inventory. Good. I needed his bond because there's I'm assuming after I get through there, I'm going to have an area called the rest stop, which will allow me to use a bonded Vankan for more dialogue. So that's kind of what I was hoping for. Alright, I ransomed everything on this map. Every single person was ransomed. No, I mean, not that I needed to, but hey, some more loot. And since you're used to it by now, I can pretty much cut out the whole map and just get the last dude on it. Wonder why he had to blast him with magic instead of just shooting him. Is it because of Archmage or something? I don't know. Let's see what the Alpha of Hail has to say about killing Frico, if anything. I understand
you have killed Frico. This is excellent news. Tell Grant that I am proud of him. Thank you, Alpha. You have the scent of the road heavy on you now, and I do not see you returning with your belongings. You intend to remain with your new companions, then? Yes, for a time at least. I will return when I am ready. Very well. You have earned the right to choose this. Go with my blessing. I will.
Okay, so this isn't like, it doesn't seem to set a flag or anything that, so I probably won't, I'll probably just load. So that's what happens if I bring Grant back. Ah, no storm witch for me? I kind of wondered about that. Very well. I mean, it's still a large amount of loot here that I've obtained. What I plan on doing is I plan on equipping all my XCOM people with colors for the for the outfit they wear, for the class that they wear. But I also got some rods while I was here, and I was hoping to find the storm witch while I was here, but I didn't really think it was going to. As you can see, my Rashad, his setup is immensely good for just ransoming things. Alright, that must be, I think that's the Knolls. I had to check to see if it turned into a soul and if I've already had multiple of those souls before. Alright, now that's another session of getting more stuff. Of course, a lot of that will be edited out for your convenience. So now it's time to move on to new territories. And I should probably go to bed pretty soon, but I'm excited to at least finally find out what's behind Westgate. The whole entire game has so far been building up to this point. Westgate. There is a well-tended tunnel leading into the mountainside here. It has several heavy barricades blocking it. Zoom out, get a screenshot. And let's continue. You are the ones who have slain Lord Frico. I can yet smell his blood upon you. Magnificent! I am bound to his service no longer. The vampire laughs uproariously. As a show of gratitude, let me offer you this piece of advice. Stay clear of the center of the caldera if you can. It houses the richest ruins, but far more powerful beings than you compete for them. 'Twould be better for you to skirt the rim when you eastward. No, I'm pretty sure I'm the most powerful being alive. Now, I must go, for I am lord of my own hunt, and you have earned the right to keep your blood. Bonsoir. I have no idea if I said that right. It appears that both switches will have to be unlocked before the passage will open. Black glass rest stop, and here's where I think I need Vankan. This appears to be a conveniently located rest stop for merchants passing through the mountain trail. Zoom out in case I need a screenshot. For some reason, mouse wheel wasn't zooming back in. Vankan, are you not going to say anything? Let me make sure that's what it actually said. Oh. Okay. There was, hidden text in the guide, and it says that I need to do something else in addition to having a bonded Vankan. Best team, I think. I mean, the Exarchs are less impressive than, you know, my warriors, but they are definitely a power in their own right. They're only level 63. Cavern Crossroads. Plus, they look cool. Cavern Crossroads. This road winding through the mountainside appears to veer off in several different directions. It would be a convenient place to set up a shop or an ambush. Yeah, even Rashad is pretty armored. Like, his guard is not great, but I mean, his hit points are phenomenal. Some runes have been etched into the wall. It appears to be an incomplete spell, commonly used in magically sealed passageways. A competent weaver should be able to open the passage. As you pull together the threads of mana, something seems to be out of place. You realize at the last moment that spell is a trap and you're blasted with a wave of violent energy. The decoy runes vanish, leaving no trace of your folly but for the throbbing in your arm. You weave the threads of mana together into a perfect formation, and the spell is complete. The wall vanishes into thin air, revealing a vault carved in alabaster marble. It appears to have lain undisturbed for ages. I assume that it would automatically be the third one I pick, possibly. The proportions of the woman depicted in this sculpture are sublime. This statue is intricately carved. The marble clothing looks almost translucent over the female form. The drapery on this sculpture is masterfully crafted, clearly the work of a skilled artisan. The handiwork on this sculpture is so fine there are no tooling marks showing. Normally in the game, like an RPG, these are signs that there's a Medusa around, but I already cleared the area. Maybe it'll pop up when I open the chest. Yeah, kind of like that. These things actually probably won't hesitate because they were spawned into the map. I'll go and whittle everything down, and should then one of them hesitate, then I will say that I'm wrong about that guess. Apparently, I cannot actually attack the noble mimic. Alright, they're all now 1 hit point. I am pretty sure not a single one will hesitate. But I'll give them all 1 turn from here. Alright, this is turn 1 and the only turn they get. After that, I obliterate them. Only one shapeshifter dropped something, or only the chest only dropped 1 item? I wonder what would happen if I had picked the other chest. Possibly nothing. According to the guide, I'd find a Maxiclone, so I guess that's what I found as my treasure. I don't know, whatever. I obliterated them, I'm awesome, and they're not. So let's move on out. Alright, finally there's new territories I can go to. Eclipse Gate, Blackspire Obolette, or I have no idea how to say that, Obliette, Tower of the Apprentice, Rocky Tunnel, and Cliffside Hamlet. Let's see if there's anything I'd like to take on tonight.